Hey, my friend, this is Ariana with another Cross Connection. During this time, are we, making time or making an intentional effort to enjoy Jesus? Are we? Paul writes, rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I will say rejoice. And it sounds kind of robotic, doesn't it? But and the cool thing about Paul is that he wasn't in the best circumstances all the time. As a matter of fact, most of the time, he was in pretty bad circumstances. In Philippians, this is the one he talked about, rejoice in the Lord always. There was this guy that he was ministering with who was sick, almost died, and he was like, look, God had mercy on him, but look, I'm sending him back to you that I won't be anxious. Which is really cool because later on in chapter 4, he says, one, rejoice in the Lord always. But then he says, don't be anxious about anything, but in everything with prayer and supplication, make your requests known to God, and the peace of God will surpass all understanding. First, that blew my mind. I'm like, you were anxious, but you just read, don't be anxious about anything. Check this out. Anxiety is going to come. The question is, what will we do when it comes? Are we prepared? Will we run to the Lord? And so this is what Paul did, is when he was anxious, because he talked about that in Philippians. He talked about being anxious about this dude that almost died. So that was one. In Second Corinthians, he talked about it. He was like, look, we were overwhelmed. We were, tasting the something about it. He was just in some bad shape as far as mentally. One, because his circumstances were bad, but two, he was like, he talked about, look, this happened, so we wouldn't depend on ourselves, but depend on God. He just leaned in. When times got tough, he leaned into the Lord. Jesus, when times got tough, speaking of in the Garden of Gethsemane, he leaned in. He leaned into the Father. So what are we doing? Let's make sure we're leaning in. One, let's make sure we're making time if we're in the house all the time. Let's first make sure that we're making time to just be with him, talk with him. Almost like Tom Hanks on that Castaway, where we talk to instead of talking to the coconut or talk to the basketball or talking to the TV, let's talk to him, Father, Lord, and then not just talk and complain, but praise. Look, out of our mouths, Paul reminds us in Ephesians to let no corrupting talk come out of our mouth, but only what is useful for building up as fits the occasion, right? I think honestly I just confused that. But anyways, it's either Ephesians or Colossians. But anyways, he says, let no corrupting talk come out of our mouths. But it's not just corrupting the person that's hearing, but it's us. Jesus says, out of the mouth, one is by the words of the mouth, one will be justified. But it says what comes out of the mouth, that's what defiles a person. So when we're complaining, when we're, oh, I just can't wait till this is over, or why is this taking so long? That's doing stuff to us. That's bringing poison to our own heart. But when we say stuff, even if that's our truth, Lord, I don't know how long this is going to be, but Father, thank you that you're always with me. Thank you that you are near, that I'm not alone. Even though my circumstances aren't what I would like them to be, I'm in your hands. And we quote the promises of God. Peter says this, like newborn babes, crave the pure spiritual milk. And then in certain translations, like King James Version, or I don't know if it's the King James Version, it says, crave the pure spiritual milk of the word, logos. So that's not just reading it all the time, but that's also quoting it, speaking it, and allowing it to bring life into our bodies. So, I ask you again, are you making time to be with him? And are you making time to enjoy your relationship with Jesus Christ? It's through our relationship, through the knowing him, that we have life and have it more abundantly. That's what he came to give us. And no matter what circumstances, he came to give us life, and that we may have life and more abundantly. But it all goes into knowing him, keeping our minds on him, and keeping engaged with who he is. Because as we enter into who he is, we really find out who we are. All right, my friend, know that you are blessed. You are loved. You are a child. You are children of light, child of the Most High God. Shine bright. Even if it's in your home, you make sure that you are shining. If what you're thinking, if what you're saying does not produce light or life, then that's not him, and it's not you. So let's change our verbiage and let no corrupting talk come out of our mouths. This is Ariano with another Cross Connection. You are empowered. Be blessed.